Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like someone was just belittling you, really just talking down to you because you just didn't know? My name is Mark Anthony DeBose Jr., and I was born July 4th of 1986. And today, I want to talk about a word that I feel like is very powerful that a lot of us just don't really pay attention to, and that word is judging. And judging others, making sure that that is something that we're not doing. Because I feel like a lot of times when we're thinking about this word, we're thinking about this term, we're only thinking about it in a certain context. But in reality, the context that I want to talk about today is the context of making sure that we're not judging others based on them not knowing what it is that you do know. That there's a lot of stuff that you know, you're really smart at, you're just super intelligent with, you just have a really good understanding of, you know a lot about sports, you know a lot about the Bible, you know a lot about movies, you know a lot about the weather, you know a lot about animals, you know a lot of something you know a lot about, but someone else next to you just doesn't quite have the same type of understanding of what it is that you understand. And when that person comes to you, it shouldn't be a situation where you go to them and you say to them, hey, you know, you're stupid, you're retarded, you don't know, you're a nobody because you don't understand what I understand. And I feel like we should be taking that as an opportunity to say to that person, hey, you don't know? Johnny, you good? I'm sorry. You good? You take that as an opportunity. Yeah, that's such a good boy, man. I greatly appreciate you're turning into a really, really nice dog. But you should take that as a time to come to the person and come to the people that don't know and don't have an understanding, as making sure that you're coming to teach them, to let them know what it is that you know, to be able to help them out with having an understanding of being able to be in a position that you are, instead of looking at them like they're just a nobody, like they're nothing, like they're just not smart, like they just don't get it, like they don't get it, they don't understand it, because that may not be the thing that they are super motivated with to have a good understanding of. And at the same time, just because you say know it all, you know every little aspect of it, like such as say a Bible. You know a whole Bible. You know the whole thing. You got a good understanding of the entire book. You know every single passage. You know every single chapter. You know everything. You know every story, where everything is. And you come to a person that doesn't know a single word of it. They've never even opened it. They don't even know what it looks like. They don't even understand the concept behind it. And then you start talking to them a certain way, as if they're little, as if they're tiny compared to you, as if they're insignificant because they just don't know. So when they ask you a question like, oh, who is Jesus? And then you just come at them like, looking at them like, what's going on here, without coming at them in the way that you should be coming at them. And that way is, I'm going to teach you who he is. I'm going to teach you what this Bible's all about. I'm going to teach you everything going on here. I'm going to show you what this is. I'm going to teach you this story. I'm going to show you this story. I'm going to show you where to find this story. I'm going to show you where this story links up with this story in the different places of this book, to show you how weird and awesome and magnificent this Bible is, that it's strange in a way. That how everything is written and the way everything is, and the order and the placement and how it's put together, and it should come down to someone to say, hey, since I know all of this, I want to show you. Instead of a lot of places I've been, a lot of organizations I've been to, a lot of churches, a lot of people I've spoken to, that when you just don't know as much as they know, they act like there's some superior God on this planet, where they're just like, they really, really like to talk down to you. They really like to use what they know more of to their advantage, to try to really just be more in power, to be more of a ruler, a dictating ruler, a ruler that is just ruthless and not trying to ever allow to see you to grow, to get better, to get to a point that they're at. But at the same time, you know, that's that person that's standing there that thinks they know all that and they know more about that. They don't know a lot about something else that you know a lot about. And that's something that I feel like a lot of us really need to start to put together. That I know more about something than you know. You know more about something than I know. It shouldn't be between us to battle and to rage with each other, to have any sort of issues with each other, because I don't know what you know and you don't know what I know. We're supposed to come together and teach each other what it is that each other know, knowing that neither of us is better than each other. You're not better than me. I'm not better than you. I may know more about one topic that you may like. So then you may look at me as if I'm better than you, but I'm not in any sort of way. And the same with a whole lot of other people on this planet, I feel like we run into situations where we feel like we're in lack and we don't have enough and we can't do and we can't have, because we're looking at something that someone else has. And we wish that we could have that thing that they have. But at the same time, that person that you're looking at that you wish you had, they wish they had what you had. So y'all both is just looking back and forth at each other, just in a high level of just disrespect in a way, and just feeling in a mass amount of lack, because you're not pursuing what it is that you need to pursue, because you're not doing what it is you need to do, because you're constantly looking at what other people have and what other people are doing, and then constantly looking at them as if they're not good enough because they don't know what it is that you know. And it comes down to a time where if someone even comes to me with, like, especially with me, say with my chicken, I want to be able to show you and teach you, and even down to the basics, the simplest part of it all, or the simplest thing. If someone says to me, Mark, where does the chicken even come from? I'm gonna say, well, it comes from a chicken. It's like, oh no, but how does a baby chick, where does a baby chick come from? Does it come from inside the hen? Does she lay out live animals? Like, I want you to be able to come to me with the most basic question like that, and me be able to give you the very, very highly educated answer to that simple question. Not feeling like, oh, I shouldn't ask this, I should try to go research this on my own to be able to figure out more so I can look smarter to this person so that then I can start asking different questions. It's like, there may be a person on this planet that's that way, but I feel like that's what we should not be like. That if someone came to us with a very, very simple question, you should be able to give them a very, very simple answer without looking at them as if they're stupid and they're retarded or they're slow or they don't know or they're not intelligent. We shouldn't be looking at people like that in any way. And if we are, we're only setting ourselves up for absolute failure on this planet, because we are not to be judging another human being, because we are equal. We are not to be judging anything else out here. We are not to even judge animals out here. There's no reason for it, because we are just people. We are all equal. And with us being equal, there's no reason for you to try to put out there to someone else that you're just the superior because you know one topic better than the rest of the people. I mean, you can even know one topic better than the entire world. You could be the only person that knows this information on this world, and you should still be in a position of saying to yourself and being excited at the same time of, now I get to teach you guys all about what it is that I know here. Not looking at everybody's, oh, you're stupid, you're inferior because you don't know this and you don't have an understanding of this. And we run into, I feel like, a situation like that a lot on this planet with a lot of people. And today it's getting worse and worse. It's getting worse to the point that now if you don't know basketball statistics or football statistics, like you're a nobody. Because I get talked to like that all the time. I don't know what it is that my image looks like I watch sports or something like that, or maybe just everybody assumes that everybody watches it, but I don't. And when someone comes to me about a certain question, about a certain topic, about a certain game, about a certain stats, and I don't know, they just look at me like, oh, you're an idiot. And I'm like, no, actually, I just don't know, and I don't put myself in it to know, and I also don't ask the questions to know. So I don't want to offend or at the same time try to do anything with it, but I'm not into that, and I'm not going to try to force myself to be into that. And I feel like a lot of us are running into situations today because we're like that. You don't care about a certain topic. You just don't care. You don't care about a certain level of politics. You just don't care. You're just like, I don't even want to learn it. I don't want to understand the whole legislation. I don't want to know all the roles. I don't want to know all the jobs. I don't want to know it all. I don't really care. I just want to do what I got to do to make sure that I got to pay what I got to pay. And the rules that come, I got to pay attention to when the rules come, and I just want to live that way. But there's a whole nother other people that are trying to push that all so hard on you. And you got to know this, and you got to do this, and you got to vote this, and you got to do this, and you got to go over here, and you got to go over there, and you got to do this over here. And it's just like, I don't care for any of that. And then they want to look at you and call you stupid and slow and uneducated and anything like that to try to, like, I don't know, I guess it's to get deep down in you because they're lacking in some sort of way where they need to feel superior because they know a certain set of topics more than that they know you, and they just try to push a lot of that upon you to really just I don't know, I don't get it, people. I don't get it. Just because you know something so great doesn't mean that every single person on this planet should know that exact same thing. You should be in a very, very good, better understanding of knowing that they know something, you know something. And what you know, they don't know. And what they don't know, you may know even. But they guarantee you there's something else that they know that you don't know anything about. That they know something very, very powerful and that's very, very meaningful to this world. And it's something that a lot of us should really, really take a good hard look at ourselves with what it is that we do and stop trying to make sure that we're pushing and putting out there that I'm smarter than you. Ha ha, look at me. And now I'm going to talk to you like you're dumb because you don't know what it is that I know. Because I'm telling you, that person knows something way more than you'll ever even probably even know your entire life existence on this life, because we're only here for such a short amount of time. There's no way that we can know it all. And it's just very, very unfortunate today that a lot of information that gets pushed and fed to us is just kind of trying to make us look like we just are in lack and we don't know and we're not educated, we're not smart enough to even be able to understand, when it's just like, I didn't want to pursue that. If I wanted to pursue that, I would know more. But since I didn't, I know more about this over here. So if you have some questions about this over here, I can help you out with that. And we're running into situations where a lot of this is just getting very, very turning into conflict is what I want to say. And with that, I just want to say thank you. And thank you for today, for being able to allow me to be able to put me in a position to be able to make sure that I'm here to educate as many people as possible about what it is that that I know, that I'm not going to come at you and say that's a stupid question, that you shouldn't answer, that you should already know this. No, I'm going to be able to be a person that's going to be able to look at you and say to you, you can ask me anything from the ground, nothing, zero-ness, you don't know anything. And I want to be able to come at you with a high level of respect and a very good, humbling way of saying to you, I can help you out and I can show you everything that I know. And if I don't know, I'm going to tell you I don't know. And then I might have to go somewhere else to try to find some information to figure that out. And then for me, I just never really feel stupid, never feel dumb for asking what someone else would say is a stupid question. I just put it out there. I throw it out there. And you know what's interesting? Everyone else in the room was also thinking that same thing. They just felt like it was too stupid to ask. But I'm the guy that will. I'm just like, hey, what's going on with that? Because that doesn't look right. And I'm so thankful to be able to be a person to be able to do that and not feel and not care what anybody has to say or has to think about me because of the questions and the things that I ask, to be able to make sure that I can get a better understanding of everything that I work with and everything that I'm around with everything that I do. And I'm so thankful to be able to be here to help you out and know more and more every day, just humbling me more, giving me more patience every day of letting me know how to be able to make sure that I can communicate and teach certain things to any and every single person without feeling like I'm some superior person. I just know it all. I'm just better. There's certain things that I know really, really well, like especially like working with some dogs. I know very, very well. I know a lot about all the science. I know all the little techniques. I know all the little tricks. I just researched just the bejesus out of that. I just went crazy. I go crazy. I still research it all day, every day. And I just pay real close attention to it. I'm not going to come at you and say that, oh, you don't know and you're not smart because you don't know. And no, I'm going to look at you and just say, hey, let's start with the basics. Let's figure this out. Because something that I even have to teach and educate right away is using the slip leash, the leashes that I use. People don't even know what that is. They don't even understand the concept of it. They don't even know what the name of it is. And it's not for me to say, oh, you're stupid, you don't know what a leash is. And it's like, no, I got to explain what the leash is. I got to explain the materials that it's made out of. I got to explain every single part of the technique of how to be able to use that and what it's used for and how it's used and how it's effective and how it communicates to the animal, how it does what it does. And I can do that with anything that I have. And I want to make sure that I can come at you with a very high level of respect and teaching and showing you and guiding you and making sure that you're getting the information and understanding the information. If you have any questions, that you have the availability to be able to ask me so that I could be able to easily be able to explain it to you without you feeling like you have to hide or stay hidden or downplay what it is that's going on because you just feel like it's a stupid question or it's a silly question. There's no stupid questions, there's no silly questions. Someone else out there is going to say that there is, and I'm going to say that that person has a lot of growing up to do if they feel like they're in a position to be like that. They got a lot of growing up to do if they feel like they need to push all their questions onto a whole nother group of other people because they don't feel like they have the time or the means or the needs or the cares to even try to answer it or try to help anybody out. There's a lot going on this planet that I feel like we need to start getting together because none of us are better than each other. We're all on an equal playing field out here doing what we're doing. Just because you know more about something doesn't make you a better person. Just because I know more about something doesn't mean that I'm a far superior human being than anybody else out here. Because someone else can learn more information faster and more efficiently doesn't make them a far superior human being either on this planet. And that's another situation I feel like a lot of us get into. And I feel like we need to really start to take a good understanding of what we are, who we are, and knowing that we don't know it all. If someone else knows more about something else, or even the same thing that we think that we know the most about. And we need to be able to bounce information and bounce ideas back off from each other to make sure that we are constantly learning and growing instead of trying to just, I know it all and that doesn't fit with what I know, so just shut it down. Because that's what I feel like we're headed to. I know like we're headed to that right now, where someone says that they think that they know everything, and then when someone else comes in with an idea, they just shut, nope, that can't possibly be because I know it all. And that's very, very dangerous. That's extremely toxic. And that's something that we're just headed to we're getting ruthless with that. And with that, I hope that y'all can have a good day and a very good understanding of starting to really just slow yourself down sometimes when people ask you some things, and just know that maybe they don't know, or maybe it is a test for them to see how it is that you're able to even be able to teach what it is that you know. That they already know it, but they're just wanting to see what you're going to say. And then once they see how you act and how you perform and what you do with that, then they're going to move on to the next stuff to be able to figure out where they want to go. And it's not for you to say that, oh, humans shouldn't be testing me, challenging me. It's like, well, yeah, we should be, because nobody's perfect. And and you're never going to in reality be that. So we should always be making sure that we're getting challenges to us to make sure that we're constantly getting better and better and not staying the same, especially never getting worse. That we should be getting pressured and pushed to make sure that we are upgrading our skills and upgrading our knowledge and upgrading our talents to make sure that we're doing our fullest potential. And a lot of times that's going to be like God coming to you and speaking to you and pressuring you in a way to make sure that you're constantly building yourself and growing yourself, not just staying the same. And that's something that I'm super always not on the lookout for, but always making sure that I'm constantly coming at every single person with a beginner's mind and my own self with a beginner's mind to make sure that I'm not in a position of trying to I know it all and I told you so's and all that in any sort of way. That I'm just a simple human being out here doing what I'm doing, and I hope to be able to teach you something that I know and never giving you any sort of backlash about you don't know it and making you feel or seem as if you're an insignificant person on this planet because you just don't know it. And I'm just so blessed to be able to be in a position to just really learn and know more about things that go on around me to be able to make sure that I can help you out. Thank you.